love to keep making episodes forever, but I mean, we'll see. You know, a lot of it's dependent on music. If my music takes off, like I said, Degrassi has been a great stepping stone, but I'd like to move into movies, you know, and bigger projects. I'm kind of apprehensive about staying on a series because usually actors from a series never really get to do much afterwards.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking to make that leap into the movies more.
Now back to hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
As an unsigned hip hop artist in Toronto, sorry. Let's go back to hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
So, as an unsigned Toronto hip hop artist, and you're arguably the most looked up to person when it comes to Toronto hip hop. What do you think of the condition of hip hop in Toronto? What do you think of the Toronto hip hop scene? You got people like Richie Sosa, Nemesis. I mean, outside of Toronto, people don't know of them.
Yeah.
Inside Toronto, they have fans, but I mean, a lot of them, they want to, you know, some of them they want to get signed by labels, and some people think it's very hard. Whereas you're looked up to, where even though you're not signed, where you have the most MySpace views, yet you're still not signed, and you're from Toronto, where there are a lot of people who just have Facebook, or sorry, that just. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to redo this. Okay, but you're in a city like Toronto, where artists just have MySpace, and they don't have websites. They don't have big marketing teams, and it's the same situation with you. You have a MySpace, yet you have all these views.
Well, first of all, I'll break that into two answers before you. Basically, my feeling on the Toronto hip hop scene is that there's a lot of talent in Toronto. I think there's a lot of production talent. I think there's singing talent. I think that there's dancing talent and website design talent. I think there's a lot of talent. Me personally, I'm very rarely impressed by the rap that comes out of here. I have friends that I admire their music. I like their music, but I don't know if it's just because we don't have a strong enough movement, or maybe the music isn't just really that good. But there's nobody in Toronto that releases projects where it's like, I gotta get that and listen to it while I'm driving and listen to it in my free time. And that was my goal. You know, I said, like, I want to release CDs that people actually, like, when they're in their cars, like, what do I listen to? Do I listen to Hove? Do I listen to Wayne? Or do I listen to Drake? Like, it's like they factor me in, you know, and that was my goal. So, I mean, Toronto hip hop is cool. Like, it definitely has its little, it's like people come to the shows and people support it, and you either love it or you hate it. You know, me, I'm sort of on the fence. Like, I love it when I see my friend like a Richie Sosa or like a JD Era, like a Bishop Brigante. Like, when I see these guys performing and enjoying life, it makes me feel good, you know. But then, you know, there's other dudes that I'm not close with that I would never listen to, maybe because I don't like Toronto hip hop necessarily. It's weird. Like, I'm sort of torn between. And the other thing is, it's definitely an honor to be looked up to, because I remember walking through Yorkdale Mall and seeing Cardinal and being like, yo, I wonder if I'll ever get the chance to say hi to that guy. And I was on the show at the time. I was still somebody, you know. It's not like I was just doing nothing. But it's just, I remember looking up to somebody. I remember that feeling. So I know maybe how other kids feel when they see me, when they want to rap, you know. And it's like, I always wanted to do music, and I was like, yo, I wonder if I ever get a track with that guy. Like, look, there's Cardinal. He has a Denali. Like, he's so cool, you know. So, I mean, this was back in the day. This was probably like 4 or 5 years ago. And it's cool to be looked up to, but at the same time, like, anybody can really do what I'm doing. Maybe not so much because of the show. I have to give credit to the show. Like, the show is definitely the reason why I can go to LA and go to mall tours and they're sold out. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we have a fan base off the show. But that's the thing, right? Like you said, you know, a lot of artists just have MySpace and just have, you know, a couple songs and don't have a website, don't have marketing, don't have anything. And then they get disappointed when they only sell like 70 records, you know? And it's like, you gotta understand that this is about marketing. Like, this whole thing is about marketing. It's about your image. It's about your story. You gotta be appealing to people. And if you're gonna release a record in Canada, you have to do something that nobody else has done, or else there's no point. That's how I see it. So that's as far as like having the most of anything. Like, yeah, it feels great, but I still don't. I think anybody could really surpass me. No, I shouldn't say that. I don't believe that. I mean, I think I'm doing pretty well, but definitely somebody could be on my level in terms of awareness and buzz. Like, I think that's very easy. You just got to think, and you got to have some money. That's all.
Now, you must have a hectic schedule traveling to all these places. How do you not go insane?
I just utilize my free time, you know, and try and make the most of it. And just try, you know, I pace it. Like, people always say, like, yo, you walk so slow, or you talk so quiet. Like, I have to, man, because if I get too worked up, then I will go crazy. You know, it's a lot to deal with. It's a lot of people wanting me to do a lot of things. So, you know, I just take my time and just be cool, man. That's the best I could do, you know.
Great. Well, here's Aubrey Graham, aka Drake. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming.